that Island Fights 84. I've seen this man fight live probably 5 to 7 times. So dang excited to see him back in Pensacola. Let's get him back on the show. The bad boy, Dillon Cleckler. Dillon, what's up, brother?
How you doing, man? Thanks for having me.
Doing good, bro. How are you?
Good. Doing good.
Doing good. Cool. I know Maddie's got questions. Elliot's got questions, but let's just kind of start the obvious. We're around that kind of 10, 12 days out, getting really close to fight. Are you starting to feel that those vibes of fight night coming back to you?
Oh, of course. Yeah. The last 2 weeks of camper, they're pretty stressful. But yeah, same old thing.
And I know you're a Pensacola legend. Like you sell out the Bay Center. Like you're here. I remember that bridge they did the painting of you. Like you're an absolute star in Pensacola. Yeah. Is it more pressure to fight at the Bay Center, or do you kind of love that affair, that fanfare? Because a couple last times, you've been fighting in Miami or Biloxi and stuff of that nature. Or do you like fighting at the Bay Center in Pensacola?
There is definitely a bittersweet a taste, I guess, because you have to really perform for your city, and everybody's you feel like everybody comes out to support you and they want to see you win. So there's definitely an added pressure to that. But then again, it's like you're home and everything is kind of you don't have to worry about traveling and flying on plane, stuff like that. It's like it's in my backyard. It's like 2 miles away from my house, so it takes pressure away from you in that aspect, but then it adds a little bit of pressure because of your performance. You have to really show out.
Dillon, I just love how you started your career with Island Fights 13 years ago. I mean, in fighter terms, that could be like 100 years ago, So yeah. I'm sure you've evolved in those 13 years. How does it feel? Yeah. How does it feel to make that walk again for Island Fights?
It's crazy because, I was just thinking about that before I got on. And, I started when Island Fights started, their amateur shows. I started when they did that. When they turned pro, I turned pro. It was kind of like, we were following each other up the rankings. It's great. It's great to fight, and to see, because I go to the shows every time they have them, regardless if I'm fighting on them or not. The show has come so far. Like y'all wouldn't believe where we used to fight at. We fought at the Pensacola. My pro debut was at the Pensacola Fairgrounds, and that is not a glamorous place to fight at. But we did. They had very low lighting, very very poor ventilation. It was you could almost jump and touch the roof if you had to. So we've come, not we, but Island Fights has come a long way, and to see the production the way it is, man, it's one of the best you're going to see in the country.
I've never been to Pensacola, and it has been hyped up so much to me by Dave and Dean and everybody I talk to. This is my first Island Fights experience next weekend. Like, what would you say to somebody like me who's never been there and never experienced this fight community?
The fight community here is definitely large. It's a small town, but there's a ton of fighters that come out of here. As far as Pensacola goes, don't stay longer than a week because you'll probably know everybody if you do. And it's really who you hang around with. If you're hanging around Dean and Dave, you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna love it.
Awesome.
There you go. Fighting against Frank Tate, it's I didn't know that there was bad blood when I saw the fight poster. Of course, I talked to a couple people, behind the scenes. I guess there is bad blood. Can you give us the why is there bad blood? Is it on one side, both sides? What's the deal? Why is this fight getting emotional?
I didn't know there was bad blood.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. It's definitely one-sided because I don't think twice about Frank Tate and whatever he does. When I was fighting bare knuckle because I fought him 2020 during the pandemic. I fought him bare knuckle and I knocked him out. I actually tore my bicep in the first round, so it took me a little while, but I ended up knocking him out in the third round. About a year later, he started going online saying that I hit him with some illegal shots. The referee was paid off. Just some really off the wall stuff. Very humorous stuff. Very funny to listen to, especially a year after the fight happened. And he's just kind of had he's just kind of been mad at me ever since then, which is why he's getting this little rematch, because he tried to get it in bare knuckle. So when the opportunity came and who he was fighting fell out, I was like, man, let me get this dude out of the way real quick. See what he says the next time I beat him. So that's kind of what it was. He just said I hit him with some illegal shots in the back of the head. I never saw any. I never got a warning during the fight. But the referee was paid off, so that was why I didn't get any warnings.
We'll mention Miss Brittany here in a second, Beautiful Miss Brittany. But if I would say just real quick, Dillon, I was lucky enough to be in that fight. Remember, it was a weird place in Mississippi, a weird city.
Yeah.
What were we drinking out of the back of that van? That was like some kind of special juice that we were drinking. What was that?
Oh, that was some homemade. That was some homemade moonshine.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that was some
You
homemade
sure I
moonshine.
should be traveling with this guy?
Huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
I said, you sure I should be traveling with this guy?
I won't say yeah.
Were you making the moonshine? Is that something you do?
Was I making it?
Yeah. How'd you get homemade moonshine?
I think that's illegal, so I'm gonna say no.
Got it.
No, I'm just kidding. My old trainer, he passed away right after that fight.
Yeah.
I fought. He used to get it from somebody, and I haven't been able to find his connect. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was good. It was some good stuff.
We'll keep that on the deal. We'll keep that on the deal.
Yeah, well, I have to do something for this fight, because every fight we had in Pensacola, no matter where it was, there was always some moonshine present after the fight. So I'm gonna have to, and we would tailgate. We'd go out to the parking lot, no matter where we were, and he had some cups most of the time, and especially after the pandemic, he definitely had cups. Before the pandemic, we would just share the jug. But yeah. We'll definitely have to do
the moonshine would kill any germs.
That was our logic behind it. Yeah, the moonshine kill everything.
It was. I think I remember the sun coming up the next morning, and it was.
Oh, listen, that moonshine was so dangerous because it tasted just like apple juice.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Honestly, you could give it to a child and they wouldn't know the difference. You could not taste anything, and it was so. You have no idea how many after parties I don't even remember because of that moonshine.
It was. I got one more before Maddie or Elle does, and my man, we'll let you go. We know it's coming soon. Like I said, I mentioned to her, dude, I got one too. Behind any good man is a great woman. Love seeing you guys together. Love seeing you guys shine together. How important is it to have your beautiful wife next to you?
100%. I wish I'd have found her a lot sooner in my career, because she lines it up for me. She makes it so easy for me to just go and train, and then not have to worry about all the ins and outs and in betweens.
Right.
She handles the home. She handles the kids. When I was in Miami, she held it down. She took off her career for years. Just so I could get some extra training and try to learn something new. She is my rock 100%. Like I said, I wish she'd have found me earlier. I was looking for her. I don't know what she was doing.
I love that. Speaking of kids, I saw one. I believe it was your daughter crushing it on the mats. It looks like you have a future star in jiu-jitsu, huh?
She's good. She's extremely tall for her age. She was actually wrestling with kids her own age. Some of them probably older, but she's like a foot taller than every kid that's 6 years old.
Wow.
She might have got some prior coaching before she went. I can't confirm or deny that, because I don't know if they're supposed to have that. But I did show her like one move, and she took to it like duck to water. It was a rear naked choke, and which is funny because I've submitted a couple guys with that in my career. Might be the only submission I've ever used. But yeah, she was so good at it, and she was killing these kids. Loving every second of it.
I love that. I love it. I love it. Guys, if anything else, if not, we'll let DC run, man. Island Fights 84 is August 9th. I guess the VIP tables are all sold out. Of course, Dillon Cleckler's fighting, that's why, but you can still get GAs. Go to Ticketmaster.com. Get your general tickets for Island Fights 84, August 9th. Girls, anything else for Dillon?
No, I'm just pumped to see you back in there, man.
I'm excited for my first Pensacola experience.
Oh, yeah. Brace yourself. Brace yourself.
There we go. Appreciate it, Dylan. We'll talk soon, man. Have a good, 10, 12 days, and we'll see you out there in Pensacola. All right, brother?
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Always, brother. All right, Dillon Cleckler, Island Fights 84 main event.